Boom.
The fantasy breakout is the staple of any great fantasy football analyst. You want breakouts? I got them. Cheese, coffee, chocolate, breaking out all day. Fantasy football, I'm there too. What's a breakout player? It's a player that's good, that's going to be great this year. We're looking for number one overall at their respective positions. So I got a quarterback, a back, a receiver, a tight end. Stay with me. You take all four, you're taking down your championship. That's it. No questions asked. This is Boom DFS, by the way. Duh. Now, my quarterback for this list is Matthew Stafford. He's got a new coach in Matt Patricia, but he did a smart thing by keeping offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter around, keeping Cooter and Stafford together because the pair have been working well together. But I am of the opinion that ex-head coach Jim Caldwell was the reason this offense was bad. Look at Jim Caldwell. Does that look like an aggressive man to you? The Lions averaged 8.1 yards to go on third down last year. That is absolutely terrible. They're going to be better this year by running the ball and throwing more on early downs. They've got three great receivers in Tate, Marvin Jones, and Kenny Golladay that all do something different, outstanding when healthy. He's going to have a ton of weapons. And listen, if you're Matthew Stafford, you know who he is. There's no better basement in football. We're talking 4,200 yards for 7 straight seasons. The touchdowns just haven't been there. Now the offense will be moving, they'll be more aggressive, and he's still not getting the respect at QB 13 on some boards. Let everyone else get hype over Jimmy G. You ride Stafford to the title. At running back, we have Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans. I know we said last year was the year for Henry, but this year is the last year. That last year is this year. This is the year, okay? Henry didn't get all the work last year, but he made up for it in the playoffs, rushing for 156 yards on 23 carries at Kansas City. Everyone says, yeah, that's great, but can you do it on the road in the playoffs? Henry really did do it on the road in the playoffs, so he is living his truth. And alongside with him this year in the backfield is Dion Lewis, who got paid to leave from New England, and that's a nice chunk of change. But make no mistake, this is Derrick Henry's backfield, and I want to highlight something really important for the Titans this year, okay? The Titans only scored touchdowns on 55% of their red zone trips last year, okay? Number one last year was Jacksonville. They had Leonard Fournette. Number two was Philadelphia. They had LeGarrette Blount at the time. It is imperative for Derrick Henry and the Titans to get out of their own way and to feed that big man at the goal line. Now, he's never had more than 5 rushing touchdowns in his career. I think he's a lock for 10, and he'll be going at the end of the first round next season. Over the last 3 seasons, it's hard to say that anybody in fantasy has improved more than Davante Adams. He's caught 22 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. He had 10 last year. Only DeAndre Hopkins had more wide receiver touchdowns than Davante Adams last year. And he had Brett Hundley as his quarterback. Now, Adams does real work in the red zone, but it's a different kind of work. Between the 11 to 20 yard line, Adams had 17 targets last year. That's by far and away the most on the team. Now, people think that adding Jimmy Graham will take away from some of those red zone looks, but I don't think that's the case. I think they'll actually help each other. Think about this. Adams had 10 touchdowns last year when the Packers only scored 320 points, right? In 2016, when Rodgers was fully healthy, they scored 426. So we talk about targets being up for grabs. There are over 100 more points up for grabs in the Packers offense this year. That means Graham and Adams can both be productive. They can both put up touchdowns. And if Adams can get his red zone looks, he has a good chance at being the number 1 overall receiver this season. Trey Burton signed to the Bears from Philadelphia for 4 years and $32 million, and he is the perfect fit. Maybe the best signing of the offseason. The new Bears head coach is former Chiefs OC Matt Nagy, and he's going to use Burton just like he used Travis Kelce in Kansas City. He's going to line him up all over the field, in tight, in the slot, and he's going to abuse matchups. Burton is going to work smaller defensive backs, and he is going to destroy slower linebackers. He's going to sit in zones, and he's quickly going to become Mitchell Trubisky's favorite target. Why? Because Trubisky has no favorite target. Dontrell Inman is gone. Kendall Wright is gone. There are over 130 targets up for grabs in the Bears offense from last season, and it's not crazy to think that at least 100 could go to Burton. Both times when he filled in for Zach Ertz as the Eagles starter last season, he scored touchdowns, and he threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. How could you not want this guy? Burton is going to go as the 4th, 5th, or 6th tight end in your draft this year. You should grab him. Next year, he'll be on that elite tier with Gronk or Kelsey. I guarantee it. So that's it. There it is. Those are my breakout candidates for 2018. You have an opinion? You love it? You hate it? You let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe. I'm all over this. This is Rick Rosen for Boom Fantasy. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night and good luck.